Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer. This time between the HOMES Brewery, and they are out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Arkane Aleworks, and they are out of Largo, Florida, and this is their Feelers. So this is a fruited sour that is blended with a strawberry, a blackberry, coconut, vanilla, and a plum. It comes in at 6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed and time of review. This can is just over 6 months old. I'm going to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx, for hooking me up with this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he hooked me up with. And we got another fruited sour from HOMES. This is a collab with Arkane Aleworks. I've never had anything from them. I've heard pretty good things, so I'm pretty excited. And yeah, really just, this speaks to me, this sings to me. You got strawberry, you got blackberry, coconut, vanilla, and plum. Also, the vanilla used in this one, they do age this one on vanilla beans. So anyway, this was upside down in my fridge, so this hopefully is all mixed up and all good and everything. We'll see. Ooh, it's coming out a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We'll see how this one reacts here. As you can see, it was starting to kind of want to come out of the can, which it did. So this might rise. The head of this might continue to rise quite a bit. We'll see. That happens with a lot of these. Yeah, we'll just do something like that for now. Again, I had it inverted in my fridge, so we should be fine with this. But anyway, what does that look like? Well, it looks like I got a little bit of Dirty Glass Mafia going on. You go like that, that's fine. But yeah, that looks like not a beer. Has the pectin on the side of the glasses, like big time. The head, I'm trying to swirl it up, it's barely going anywhere. Has like this dirty purple kind of look to it. Has about a 3-finger of just like a frothy, like smoothie kind of look to the head. Hold it up to the glass, can't see through it. Does that look like a fruited sour of some sort? You bet your bottom dollar it does. Let's get nose. Smells good. Two things that hit me right away. Blackberry and plum, 100%. Now a little bit of strawberry, but blackberry and plum hit me right in the nose. Nice little bit of like a real vanilla sweetness. A lot of times when I get vanilla, I'll get like marshmallow. I'll start getting like creamsicle kind of vibe, something like that. This smells like straight on vanilla, like vanilla ice cream. But yeah, it's blackberry, it's plum, a little bit of vanilla. Really not picking up on the coconut or the strawberry. Strawberry, very mild. Like as I go back, I get a little bit of it. But this is blackberry, plum, and vanilla all day for me. And that's crazy. I mean, it's been, what, a couple minutes and the head's just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. It's insane. It kind of looks like a smoothie of some sort, like melted down gelato or ice cream or something. That's just what it reminds me of. Let's get a nose. So cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jeff. So believe it or not, based on how this looks, it doesn't have a crazy thickness to it. Now it's like medium, maybe a touch over medium body. I'm kind of surprised at 6% that, you know, with everything that's going on, and not a little bigger to the body. I mean, a 6% regular beer, if it was, you know, on the higher side, just medium or maybe a touch over, I'd be like, wow. But with these beers, with all fruit puree and everything they're using, a lot of these are usually higher side to beat them into low full at the very least. This is a bit thinner. That said, the mouthfeel is fantastic. It has a mild carbonation to it. It's really smooth and it's extremely creamy. And if you look again at the head not going anywhere, it kind of looks just like whipped cream in there, or like a float of some sort, right? The taste, I'm getting a little bit more strawberry in the taste. The blackberry and strawberry hit me at the front of the palate. There's also this slight, like doughy, kind of bready malt character. I don't get that a lot in fruited sours, especially kettle sours that are typically blended, which they usually do at HOMES. So that's like omnipresent underneath, like a doughy slash, you know, bready kind of malt character. But right at the front of the palate, it's blackberry and strawberry mixed together. And it's not crazy sweet. It almost has like almost like a seedy into, you know, tart blackberry and strawberry kind of vibe to it, which is really nice. Passes through, a little bit of that plum pops in. The vanilla kind of hits me halfway through the palate and is left on the back. And It's kind of reminiscent of like a vanilla you would get from like an oak barrel. Like it's not like crazy vanilla, but it's like accentuating the rest of the beer. I'm not getting any coconut at all. There is a mild acidity here. There's a firm tartness. What I love about this, and what I like, here's the thing that I think Homes does well that a lot of other breweries that brew these styles or make these styles don't do as well as them, is they do a great job at accentuating what the base beer is, even though the base beer a lot of times is just a generic kettle sour. I think you can get that a lot of the times with Homes beers. Where with other breweries, even some of my favorite, like the Mortalises and the Frosts of the world, even the Drecker, a lot of times you don't get like a firm tart or sourness. A lot of times you don't get the acidity. It's just sweetness on sweetness. It's a pastry sour that's kind of over the top. And a lot of times when I drink these, I'm just like, man, all I want is like half that can, a third of that can. I want to split it with 2 or 3 other people. This beer, I'm going to drink the entire thing. You know why? Because it's pretty tasty. And on top of that, I think the tartness level is appropriate, and I like the acidity. It's not too over the top. I do like that I can taste the base malt as well. %, you really can't taste it at all. There's definitely some goodies at the bottom here. Yeah, it's like almost like this beer froze, even though it didn't. Kind of like the that 1/5 frame beer where I literally was eating what looked like slightly melted down ice cream, or just like chunks. The flavors here are not amazing to my palate. Like flavor-wise, I'd give this a 4 out of 5. I like that I can get the blackberry and the plum and the strawberry, but it's not, they're not too big, not too vibrant. At this point, I can't get the coconut because I love coconut. The vanilla, little less impactful on the palate as opposed to the aroma. I think flavor-wise, this is lacking a little bit from what I like from Homes, but what it makes for in lack of intensity of the flavors, it makes up for in the mouthfeel is fantastic. I love that smooth, creamy vibe to it. And then on top of it, you're getting the tartness, the acidity, and it's not super sweet. And honestly, a lot of these beers, if they're not super sweet, that's a win in my book a lot of the times. So, rating for feelers from Homes and Arkane Aleworks, I have absolutely no issues giving this beer, and I love always the crazy labels from Homes, sometimes put you in a trance. I'm going to give this a low 4.25 out of 5. I'll go 4.2 out of 5. I think this gets bumped up from a 4 out of 5 to a 4.2 just because of the drinkability of this one. It would probably get into a high 4.2 or maybe even low 4.5 if I could taste the coconut, and maybe the body itself was a little thicker and maybe a little bit more pop from the overall characters of the beer. That said, I really do enjoy this one. Price point availability, I think I looked on their Untapped. I think these were $24 a 4-pack. It's either 22 or 24, somewhere in that realm, which is kind of the going rate, so that's fine. And availability, it's Homes. Got to buy my Homes, and I'm lucky enough to have a great friend like Jeff send me a lot of their stuff my way, and he sent me a lot of Homes fruited sours recently. I want to say there was like 7 or 8, and I'm down to the last couple. I have a barrel-aged, heavily fruited sour, which I've never had one of those, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that is. And then their thicker treat, which is kind of one that kind of tries to get like a Halloween candy feel. They usually release that around Halloween every year. So I can't wait to get into those. Huge thanks to Jeff for this beer. If you've had this one before, let me know what you thought about it. Have you had anything from Arkane Aleworks? Like I said, I've heard about them. I think we had one small drop from them within like the past 6 months. I didn't get a chance to grab any of it, but I know they get, I don't want to say they hype or anything, but I've heard good things about them. So it's not a surprise that Homes did a collaboration with them. So I'm going to go drink the rest of this, smoothie milkshake looking thing. Hopefully you guys are drinking something just as good as this. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Once again, huge thanks to Jeff. Until the next one. Cheers.